Hey Google, lower. Hello everyone. Happy Tuesday, September 29th. Easy day to remember because tomorrow is the end of the quarter. So I'm just waiting for it to pop up on the live stream. I see that it is rolling. So I just want to make sure you guys can hear me and see me okay before we continue forward. And there we go. Awesome. Okay, let me know if the music gets to be a little busy in the background. I'm sitting on my ball. I look a little funny here. Hold on. There we go. All right. Still fall weather up here. Actually, kind of a little bit warm. And I want to pull up my new video coming out tonight. Let me pull it up right here. Economic collapse in the US and the world after COVID, right? You guys can see it? Let's do it this way. Economic collapse after COVID. Hey, Asif, thanks. So this is a very cool video. I did do a bunch of research all about coronavirus versus the Spanish flu, the history, what was happening at the times. Hey, Joseph. And so where are we going to go potentially from here in the market? What will be the catalyst? So check it out. Awesome video that will be coming up. And let's go ahead and get into the chart analysis. All right. We look back here. We came and tested. Hey, Google, lower. We came and we tested the box right here from the consolidation of 9 days. And we are down below that. You all know as well, if you want to get my morning watch list, you are able to get my morning watch list on my website, cjanetrade.com. Very easy to remember, right? And you can save 20% if you do use investor as the promo code. So these were the potential longs and shorts today. You can check them out over here. Fit up on the day, but hasn't broken above the level. IAU still hanging out at that level to test to break out. Fuel cell, this is one. Obviously, this is hydrogen fuel. Hello, Elena, welcome. Also, silver. Silver is testing that upper bound right there. I'll also show you guys another one if you want a quick day trade, not one that I would recommend to hold longer term, but more one that you can capitalize on a quick move as well. I will show you one there. Flux, which has pulled back. It was a short for the day. And we also have Apple, nice drawdown from the high. We'll go over them though. So let's check it out and see. You all know that I've been talking about my 425 EMA on the 45-minute chart, and look at where we are in relation. Gotta wear that bear hat for now, right? And we also have the end of the quarter tomorrow. So today, tomorrow, and Monday, we're really positioning days to exit some positions for some of the larger banks and holdings, things like that. We will see if we rebound here. The stochastics look like we might be heading to the upside. On the daily chart, let's see where we are. I did add Gans fan here. And what I find is very, very cool is if we look here, okay, we broke below this level. Look at where that box was, right at that level of the blue line. And where is the 425, my awesome 425 EMA? Let me just shut off this music. It doesn't want to go off for me. And look at where that 425 comes down to Gans fan down here. Still doing my research on it, but checking it out to see we might come all the way down here in October. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe we'll come down here. We'll come to this trend line and we'll come test it around 307. Who knows? We'll see. The market will, the big guys know, but for now, we are below that 425 EMA. That is my bear hat that I would look at for heading down. We also hit a trend line. We are below that trend line and we're starting to pull back. Let me get rid of some of these lines to make it less busy to look at over here. There we go, guys. And you know what? I want to see the, oh, yeah, it's showing it. Okay, cool. Hi, Kawakawa. IZEA and GRTX. Yeah, I'll add that on. IZEA and GRTX. Someone had just mentioned you can put a comma here and it will add it all to the list for you, so you don't have to type them out individually. So watching for the SPY, if we're able to come down here. Let's also look at the Qs. Now we did have price action on the Qs yesterday that we are still above. It tested here. Did it bounce, and are we going to come back below? Let me link these two together. And symbol, there we go. So we're on the Qs over here, and let's add ADIL on there. There we go. All right, so we had these two blocks, right? Much like we're also going to go over Apple, and we will go over Microsoft, so you will see where we're going to go from there. I didn't pull up Amazon, but I will do that for you guys. We'll look at it tomorrow, end of the quarter, probably better. We do have this block of consolidation that we had and another one below. We were not able to break and hold above 278.25. That's a very important area that was acting as resistance in the past 2 weeks ago, still acting as resistance. There was a spike up here today, and potentially, I don't know if that's somewhere where we might go, or if we're going to continue in this downward motion. We are above the 425 over here. Let's look at the top two holdings for the Qs and see where we are in relation to that, right? So we know Apple is one of the top holdings, and Apple, with these two boxes, we're not able to break above this one as of just yet. And if we look over here, it almost looks like a shoulder, head, and potential shoulder setup, right? My go-to for Apple, where I would love to buy it, would be down here, down at 74.54. That's my wish list. We did bounce out of this downward channel. Didn't really have higher than normal volume. The highest volume was this candlestick right here. We are above that for now. Let's see if we are able to drop down below. I'm going to set an alert going down below 106.73, crossing down. If we cross down below there, full on bear hat, we need to break below that 425 again. This might be positioning to take it down lower potentially. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pull it up over here on the other screen, and we will see what happens on average with Apple and Amazon. So I will pull those up. We'll check them out over here. All right, let's do Amazon, and let's see if it comes up quick. All right, so Amazon in general tends to go flatline into October and then up. Let's check out Apple, and that's for 20 years range. When we look at Apple, Apple doesn't look so hot for October, does it? And, oh, excuse me, that's Applied Materials. That was funny. Let's see. Here we go, Apple. Actually, just the opposite, but we tend to have a big drop last part of September and then a surge up into mid-October. So this is in relation to 20 years history, and let's just check out for fun. Let's check out Microsoft as well. Kevin, I don't really use VWAP that much. Now, Microsoft tends to go somewhat sideways from July to September, drops down and then gains some steam. Middle of October, it looks like that's the bottom to buy potentially for going long. So I'm, in my personal opinion, waiting until middle of October when the seasonality for, let's see if I can pull it up here, if it will let me look at it. Hello, Kevin. All right, so here we have these. Let's see if I click on it, if it will let me. It will let me on my phone, but I'm not sure for here. No, it won't. So let's pull up that photo. I'll see if I can pull it up over here. Joseph, it all makes sense, right? Also, we'll look at the chart as well. And let's look at SPY seasonality. 2 seconds while I grab that picture to show you guys. It will be worth it. Just waiting for the... All right. So the SPY seasonality for an election year looks like we have a run up into October and then boom, you see that big drop down. So maybe that 307 area, that 425, that GAN fan will work as well. And if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you probably do. You probably found my feed from there. Also check out the tweet and the link that I just posted about Flowtrade. Saw that this was coming, right? There's a good chance that we will come back down to the area in which we had the divergence. So the price action went up on Friday and they're continuing to sell per the algo right here. This is the algorithm tracking the green and yellow line. And you can go to Flowtrade right there. Let's see, I can drop it in the chat as well if you guys want to check it out, which is super cool. I've found that I absolutely love this software. And so I only will tell you guys about things that I love, because obviously why would I waste my time with other ones, right? Okay, so Apple, gonna be influential. Let's check out Microsoft as well. And we'll look at Amazon. Microsoft has those two areas too. Look at that, we couldn't break above it either with solid volume and conviction. We have earnings coming up. Maybe they're going to bring it down and then we have earnings that will rip it up. Maybe that's the reason why, you know, mid-October, who knows, maybe we'll be down here around 195 and then we will end up heading up. We are just below the 425 over here on Microsoft. Again, my bear hat. So if we are not able to hold above this, watch out. We might be coming back down into this downward channel. Maybe I can adjust this. That actually looks a little better right there. And maybe we're going to come on back down here. Like I said, maybe we'll come down to that 195 area just before earnings, find some volume coming in. Let's pull it back on the chart. 195 over here. Yeah, look, we have some support and resistance in the past. 196 where we've come back, where we came down before. So that wouldn't be abnormal and we might continue on up from there. We shall see. Again, don't forget about my video coming out at 6, all about the economy, where we stand, the Spanish flu, coronavirus, pretty cool. And here we have the directional movement indicator, which did not cross over with the green. The red is still in charge. This is something from Wilder. He's a technical analyst and he would measure the peaks and the troughs for the upward and downward trend. When the red is above, hey Arky, good afternoon. When the red is above, we are in a downward trend. I chose red and green because I like to think red is going up. That means it's a short potential. And this is great on the shorter time frame. I like the 45-minute chart. You guys know that. You know, when it broke above back here yesterday, 2 days ago actually, you could see, hey, it was in an upward trend all the way up until it spiked up here and pulled back yesterday pre-market, and that would have been the potential exit at that extreme. Okay, let's continue forward. So on the list today we had Fitbit testing that upper bound on my list right now. If we're, oh, look at that, it's just breaking out. So cool. All right, who bought it? Who bought Fitbit? Right? I said, hey, if we can break this, then there's a good chance we will be heading up. Lots of volume. No idea if there's any news or anything like that. Just looking at the chart, maybe potential move right up here to 715, if not higher from there. But this is a prior resistance level, maybe up to 725. All right, IAU, the gold. So we've had a lot of dark pull activity. And what is pretty cool, let's go over here, draw a trend line. We're going to ignore that abnormality from back in March down there. And I really want it down here. We have now just come back above this trend line for gold for IAU. Potential move here. You know, we had a lot of gold prints in the dark pools. Look at how we broke the level back here of 17 and it surged higher. So if that was all buying back here, we're still above all of that buying area. Now they might bring it all the way back down and then take it up again, or they might have sold some of their position up here and they're buying some more. Our biggest volume day is right here, this day. Where are we, guys? The high of this candle was 1801. Look at where we are. If we're able to close above 18, bull for the bear for me. All right, silver as well. So silver, I did mention I would say give you an option for potentially day trading vehicle, not long-term holding at all, because this will decay. But here we have the last day that the dark pool had their massive prints of buying back here at 18. Well, we are nicely above it. We have 2 big days of volume right here and right here, which was about the same amount of volume, right? Right about the same amount. So obviously we are above this candlestick right here, but we're not above this one. So we somewhat have the gap fill up here. If we can break above all these candlesticks, we shall see if more money is going into gold and silver. The one that I was talking about, potential vehicle just for day trade, is AGQ. This is 2 times velocity, so it would move twice as quickly. So right now this is pretty much filling a gap. Yeah, kawa. Hey, gold is a commodity. What's the one thing about the commodities is that many times you cannot recreate them. So my potential target on this is 50.62. Let's go to silver and see SLV for that 45-minute, 425, 25.30 up here. So that would put us right in the middle, maybe test right this area right here. If we're able to break above this 23.50, watch out. Bull hat big time for me. The resistance back there was 23.30. So then it was just a big gap down on that first candlestick. So if we can get up here and break above, also would like to see a close above that 21 EMA, which is at 23.53 right now. All right, fuel cell. I skipped over fuel cell. Fuel cell, hydrogen cells. So right now we've had a lot of resistance in this area in the past. It seems to be a bit range bound. When we look at the chart, that it tends to go from roughly $2 up to $3.50, and then it comes back down and it bounces, actually maybe even $3.20 right here. So we might be on our way back up, break of 260 for a 60-cent move up to 320. That looks like the general range that it's been going sideways ever since May. If we can break above 320, would likely have a nice move to the upside there. We do have a downward trend line over here that I drew. Why didn't it? Let's sync it to the other side. There we go. So we'd like to see it break above as well, 256 with some higher volume. I don't know why this one is here. And don't know why this one is here, so we'll get rid of those. So we'd like to see that break up more just as a longer term trade. All right, so we went over Apple already. Tesla is in a wedge on the daily chart. You guys, I know I pulled it up yesterday. It's important to see, are we going to close above 422? That's a big number for me in my head. If we're looking a bit extended over here on our stochastics. Yesterday we were up there pre-market. It's also the resistance from prior times. Let me go and just see for fun what's happening with Tesla. It looks sort of sideways on the algorithm. Oh no, buying a bit right now at the moment. Midday, I don't like it as much. I like it more early in the morning, right at the beginning of the day. Midday, there's not as many retail traders in the market. You guys know this. I don't like to trade at this time. All right, SPCE, had this on my potential short list. And there was a nice little trade from 2040 down to 1960, 70 area right here. And then it bounced, found some support and bounced up. We are very far away and extended. Not sure why this isn't on. For some reason, I gotta talk to them. See why sometimes the lines do not always sync up. So we have that as an upward trend line from back here, and it seems to be testing it right at the moment. Let's get rid of this one. Actually, let me just move this. I can adjust it. Put it to the peaks over here. And you can see that it broke. I'll put it right here, extend it, settings, extend to the left. It broke the trend line, volume came in, boom, shot up. Now we're testing another trend line. Are we going to be able to close above this and continue that momentum to the upside and continue with this upward trend after a correction right here? We shall see. Look, it came almost all the way back to the 425 EMA here. All right, NEO. Oh, I don't have the chat up if you guys are talking. Sorry about that. You're stochastic with only one line. No, I have two. I have a yellow and a blue. I could change that. It's that there's a blue background there. Let's go to settings here. There. There's two. Today was a huge ASIF. I know you love those little low floats. I stay away from them. I am away from those little low floats. All right, workhorse. We are testing a trend line on the daily. Very nice job. We were able to test the daily trend line right here. Are we going to close above that? That's going to be influential for where we go from here. It might pull back. If the market overall continues in this downward motion, we might see a lot of stocks pulling back to the upward trend lines and offering good entries going forward. Flux as well was one potential short up on the day. However, it does have this big gap to fill, and it is in that gap fill mode. It came back. Look at where we're stopping right now on Flux, or where it came down to right there to the 425. If you didn't have that, you might go, "Ooh, look, it just stopped in midair. That's really cool. Gee, thanks." All right, and we already went over Apple IZEA. IZEA. Now, who brought IZEA? Was it Kyle? All right. Kyle, this is looking bearish to me at the moment on the daily chart, right? It seems to have had some consolidation right here. And let's do a bit of a trend, right? It looks like it would need to break out above that trend line, which is roughly right at that 425 EMA right there on IZEA. All right, GRTX, but it's in a downward descending triangle. GRTX, big volume here and here. Right now we're testing those candlesticks. So this might have a potential move to the upside. However, as well, these are fairly low volume, huh? And this is also a pharmaceutical, which I would stay away from personally. This would need to break up from there, break that trend line, which look at how it tested it and sold off. I drew it from this candlestick, not from today. And it looks like it's continuing to sell. We do have a bit of a curved bottom. So if that curved bottom can continue and volume can break to the upside, potential move to the upside there. All right, ADIL. Go down. All right. Hey, oopsies. I did not mean to do that. All right, ADIL, another pharmaceutical. So crazy volume, broke out above, and it looks as if support has temporarily been found around 180 right here, which was resistance in the past. And if we pull this down, it would need to break above 225. We have the 206 right there. These are not ones that I necessarily trade. Let's look at APM. So ASIF has been a rock star in finding the low float runners that move big time. So he was able to make 50%. So I guess went in here up to potentially 9. And then HUSA, another one as well that had big price movement over here. And it looks like might be consolidating in a bit of, had a bit of a bull flag right here. but this is quite a steep downward trend. When it's so steep, it's hard for it to really run up. It needs to have a lot of volume. But look at how it broke the trend line here. Then we broke above and broke this resistance in the past. More volume stepped in, more volume stepped in. Might have another wave to it right here. And USEG. USEG looks like this is done for the day. Looks like it's continuing to set lower highs and potentially lower lows over here. Needs to break down that 1070, 1080 area and might have a gap fill back down to 660 over here. SWBI looks like it's in more of that bearish mode as well. Came down, surged up, found resistance right up here at 1515. A quick short squeeze this morning and came back, and that 1550 is still holding as resistance, and a support area roughly 1530 on SWBI. All right. If you guys don't have any other stocks to check out, I will be wrapping it up for today. I hope you have an amazing day. Make sure to watch the video this evening at 6 p.m. It's really cool. I did a lot of research for it, and it's very enlightening to know what's going on with COVID versus what happened with the Spanish flu and how the Great Depression happened as well. So check that out. I'm sure you will be entertained by it. See you all tomorrow at 12:15. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. And if you all have any questions, please feel free to send me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. Thank you.